Let's get Mikey. Yeah, he hates everything.
Out with my sons at a beach town drugstore, I need rubber sandals. I find a pair of purple ones for $1.89. I make a speech to my sons who are hiding behind the freezer. Kevin, why are these sandals here? Do you know why, Brian? Are these sandals here because someone loves me? Now this is just the size and garish color that I wanted, and so cheap. Why don't they charge more? Then, even louder, I pretend to have an idea. Wait, what's love got to do with it? I've never been to China, and besides, these were imported months ago, before I even broke my own flip-flop. It can't be love. Those people shipped these sandals here and charged a low price because it's good for them. There's no government regulation saying that they can't charge a higher price. They want to charge a low price for their own self-interest. Well, the boys come out from behind the cooler because they know that now our work here is done. I pay for the sandals and notice another employee is over on the phone, probably calling child services. You have thousands of opportunities to buy things that other people made for you. Do they love you? Probably not. Are they so altruistic, so giving that they want to make stuff just to help you? Well, almost certainly not. Now that doesn't mean that caring is useless. Our families and our communities depend on caring and mutual aid to help each other, to get each other out of trouble. But families are small. The real wealth of nations depends on what Adam Smith called division of labor. And division of labor depends on the extent of the market. Love and personal caring can't operate at scale. I can go to a big buy mart store and find a Nintendo Twitch and trust that that's actually what's in the box, not some rocks. I pay with a credit card in seconds with no cash. The cashier and I really don't care that much about each other, but we help each other anyway. So many smart people think that only love can lead you to benefit others. They resist Smith's idea of a world where each of us is dependent on people we don't know personally or actually care that much about. Now, how can we be dependent on others and not be in their power? Well, that's how markets work. Markets use division of labor to foster interdependence without exploitation. Now, sometimes things go wrong, but that's when market mechanisms are the most useful. Suppose I go to the Happy Lube, $35 for an oil change, and it's quick. I can use that 20 minutes answering phone calls or using my laptop. One time I went and an employee came out to my car eating spaghetti from a dirty bowl, and he said, "What do you need?" Well, I told him I wanted an oil change. He pointed at bay number 2. He was kind of curt, but to be honest, this guy had a cool Jack Black kind of vibe. Cocky, crusty, but with a heart of gold. Or, as it turns out, not. The oil change finished, I went to pay. The same food-smeared Jack Black guy rang up the charges. I hand him my $10 coupon. He says, "Just put it down there, I'll get to it." So I did, but he didn't get to the coupon, that is. He forgot it. I didn't notice, and I gave him my credit card. After I signed, I noticed that I had paid full price. He said, "Well, there's really nothing I can do about it now. You should have said something." So I made another speech to the other customers in the waiting room. I said, "This would be a tragedy in a socialist society, but in the US it's okay. Satisfactory alternatives, Puffy Lubes and Hinky Lubes, are located nearby and they eagerly await our arrival. Even though they don't know who we are, we should all go someplace else because this Happy Lube is terrible." The Jack Black guy got mad. He yelled, "Everyone makes mistakes. You aren't perfect either." And so on. He was still yelling when I went out the door. I sent a letter to the manager. He called 2 days later, laughing. Turns out that he'd already fired Jack even before he got my letter because there were so many complaints. When the manager finished laughing, he offered me a free oil change in compensation. Now, I found this utterly charming because it means that the manager loved me. Sure, we never met, but I could feel the love over the phone. And now I love Happy Loop. And God bless America.
Yeah, he hates everything.